So we're about to go on an outside walk with Moose. I might have to ditch this equipment, but I wanted to take some pictures of our first outside through the neighborhood walk together, or some pictures, some video. So we got Moose on 6-foot leash and an electronic collar, and we got treats in case she's good, and then we can treat her. She will be good. But we are treating specific behaviors. And it's all a little bit cumbersome, so I may need to ditch this equipment. We'll see what happens. So our first thing is going to be to get out the door. Moose, let's go. Oh, nope. And working on Moose not picking the sides either. She needs to remain on the left. Moose, sit. Okay, so Cujo. Where are you, Cujo? I swear he's there. There he is. Sit. Is on the other side. So our first thing will be to manage the situation so that Moose doesn't get any ideas about Cujo, especially since we don't have the muzzle on. That being said, having the muzzle on does not mean excusing that behavior or working on it. But I've trained and known Cujo. Nope, sit. Oh, the first thing is to put the dog in a command. Cujo, let's go. Come on. Down. Cujo, down. Good boy. So Cujo's in it down. Now we can move Moose out. Sit. Good girl. Oh, we got Brody down there too. There's Brody. So he's an old guy. We're going to have to be particularly careful of him as well. Let's go. So if she puts any pressure on the stairs, I wait for her to give it up. Wait for her to give it up. See how she stepped up one step? Wait for her to give it up. No, Cujo. Okay, both of you. Cujo. And now we get outside. Cujo, stay. Cujo, stay. Moose. Ugh. Okay. Moosey. All right. Now the training begins. So, Moose, let's go. So let's go just means come towards me. Sit. And go up the dial. She doesn't sit. Sit. Good girl. I don't want to remind her, but she looked like, oh, what am I doing? So I gave her the benefit of the doubt. I'm going to open up the door. No, we haven't started stage yet, so this is a little advanced for her. Okay, let's go. And then I tend to go back down the dial. Let's see if we can get Moose in frame. Let's go, Moose. There we go. So a lot of times, so she's been on this property right here. This is nothing new to Moose. And of course she's been on her owners with walks, but I doubt they got this far. Maybe they did. So I believe we're about to enter new territory. Moose, sit. Good girl. Okay, let's go. So anytime I feel pulling, I'll tell her to sit or let's go. Sit. That way there are some rules she needs to be following in order for us to go on a walk, which I'm sure she's looking very much forward to. Let's go. Sit. And up the dial we go. Good girl. So she hasn't been treated because she's needed corrections to do all her sits so far. Okay, let's go. Not that we're working more on walking on the leash. Sit. Good girl. Okay, nope, you're on my left side. Sorry about that, bud. Nope, left side. Sit. So I don't know if you noticed, yesterday I was starting to teach her to sit on the left side. Okay, let's go. And we're officially off property. Sit. Good girl. And I usually put my timer on at this point, so should have put it on way before, so that I know about how long we've been out here. We'll see. Sit. We'll see if we can do a half an hour or an hour. Let's go. Who's sit? So just 1 second and then a correction, whether it's on the, and I'm correcting as I go up the dial here. Good girl. Whether it's the manual collar, there's a release word for that. Or the other one, okay. Or the electronic. It's just a second wait, and then she needs to do it. Sit. Very weird filming this way. I'm going to step and trip. Good girl. Well, then I go back down the dial now that I've got her attention. I don't like people to concentrate on the number, and I doubt very much this is people who will be using the e-collar, probably someone after them. Sit. But you got to watch it how your doggy's working. Let's go. So I can go from a release word to another command. Let's go means come with. Don't pull on the leash. And when I say it again, come towards me. So I'm showing her with my body to stay on my left and the leash. The thing is, both my hands are full, so the leash handling's kind of tricky. Oh, I'm going to bump her. Bump, bump. She doesn't get to decide which side. Plenty of things on the other side to look at. Let's go. But she has to remain with me and not pull it. Sit. Notice I don't say sit again. I just give her the corrections. I go back down. Another thing I should point out, she's not on muzzle, but I do have the muzzle strapped to me just in case I see a situation where it would be prudent to put on the muzzle. Sit. Like a group of dogs coming towards me. Or something like that. Good girl. Okay, let's go. Back down the dial. So notice it has a light up screen that you can look at the numbers. Notice I'm not constant. I have no idea what number I'm on right now. I know I can go up. I can, sit. Oh my, there are some deer. We're gonna have to go up the dial. I thought it was a giant bunny rabbit at first, but no. I saw later it was a deer jumping through. We get those a bit over here. Good girl, Moose. Ah! So good girl does not mean get up. Okay, okay, or let's go. Sit. Good girl. Okay, let's go. Sit. Good girl. Okay, let's go. Sit. They always manage to take me by surprise, those deers, especially since I'm looking at my camera right now, but good. Ah, good. Okay, let's go. Not on my left side, though. But I'm not going to make that the argument at the moment. Ah! Well, at this moment, though. Sit. Good girl. Good sit. Okay, let's go. Nope. Sit. As far as the dog being ahead of me, it depends what I'm doing. Good girl. Okay. Sit. Good girl. Okay. I don't mind so much as long as they're not pulling me or paying attention. If it's a heel, of course, that's a big old no-no, but we're not doing a heel right now. I'm sure we'll work on that today. There we go. That's nice. I lost her for a moment in the screen during the nice part. There we go. Actually helps me if she's a little in front of me right now because I can tape her. So, and let's go. When I'm training in a dog, I'm in no hurry to get anywhere. This is all about her and her training right now. I mean, I'm sure she's enjoying it. But the point is setting up the rules for the walk. Sit. Good girl. Good musicals. So, and with corrections, you have to be fair, too. In other words, if I don't say sit, you know, she can't read my mind. And if I don't make her do it somehow every time, then I'm losing the consistency of teaching her what the cue is. Dogs don't know English language. They just know our actions towards them. Even when they're responding to a command, they don't understand English. They understand that's a verbal cue for something we want them to do. They're not thinking in sentences or anything like that. Okay, let's go. Oh, we haven't seen a dog as yet, which is nice. Sit. And when we're outside today doing this in my yard, there'll be some doggies around, most likely, depending on when she gets back from the vets. Let's go. Sit. Okay, let's go. Now, if she pulls, I'll give her a little tap too, like right here. And then I'll go up the dial because she's not listening. There she goes. She felt that one. There we go. Just realize this is just a benign trip down a road, which has taken us a little to get to. Not quite 2 weeks yet, but almost 2 weeks. Not that you want to rush anything, but when you have a girl this strong and bossy and doesn't have the personality of a dog that's more willing to follow their owner, then you have to take more time. You got to balance everything out. Or it's going to, it's going to take more time. Every dog is different. Every dog has different needs. And if a dog needs more time and or other tools, that's what they're going to need. Good. So another verbal cue I'll use is good or no. So when she pulled back, let's see if we can, that was good. If the leash was a J right now, she's not really putting pressure on it. There's a critter over there, so now she is. Good. If she's not putting pressure on it and I go a few steps, I might, oops, sit. I think that dog is tethered in their front yard. Sit. Sit. Trying to determine whether she is or not. Stay. Let's go. Sit. Let's go. Sit. Sit. I don't think she is. So, since the dog is out loose, I might approach, and the owner's not exactly running to get Daisy. I'll just stay. We'll just put sit, sit, sit. I'm just trying to get her to do this quickly so I can get the muzzle on her, which she doesn't appreciate, but you know what? Too bad. This will be the second time a dog's approached me off of their property. If this one approaches and the owner just la-di-da, very much not appreciated. Everyone thinks that since their dog is friendly, that the rest of us have to sidestep. Boost it. Good girl. Okay, let's go. No, leave her. Leave her. Sorry, the video's not on Moose because I have to look out for this situation right here. Good girl. Oh my God. They used to have Daisy hooked up, and Daisy's not too bad, but you can kind of tell when an owner knows they might not be able to predict the outcome of their dog's actions, whether they stay or not. Sit. So, sit. Good girl. Last thing I want is to be prying a beagle from Moose's mouth. Even if it's possible that she's only being aggressive to dogs inside my house. This is not the time to experiment with that. Or is any time really the time to experiment it with it. You don't want to loosen the controls until you very much better know the dog. And I have to make sure this muzzle is clipped on me right because I don't want to move it. They're expensive muzzles. You know, $50 a whack. I really can't afford to lose them. They're all part of the training equipment. All right, sit. Good girl, good Moose. No correction needed. And Moosey gets cookies. Oh, yes. Which are just for kibble. Okay, let's go. So, just so people know, the next level that would have gotten to with me is me screaming at the poor beagle Daisy, whose fault it is not, and her owner if she had approached. Happened to me this morning with the golden retriever, not with Moose, and no one in the yard watching the dogs. The dogs came into the yard and approached my dog, barking and growling, a dog that's been attacked by a lab, not a golden, but still, she hasn't quite got over that. And no one watching, no one making sure that they're, obeying the animal control laws. Sit. Just want to make sure my camera's working, Moose. Sit. It's sunny, I can't see. There you are. And the thing is, let's go. The same house used to own a wolf hybrid who would also run out of the yard. So they know it's not appreciated when their dogs do that. You shouldn't have to walk a labyrinth in your own neighborhood when there are dog laws about. Who's sit? Sit. There's another leash that would help me more, but my husband has it right now with this, making it so much easier than it is. A good girl. Okay, she corrected herself. I like that. That's a learning moment. Yes. So the criteria for things increases. Okay, let's go. As the dog's skills gets better. So perhaps later on, something like that is going to be not rewarded. But, maybe just with a good girl. Come on, Moose. Let's go. Sit. Stay. 1, 8, 2, 3. What time it is? Just keeping an eye on the time because as I plan my route and we're not going as fast as like my dogs go. Stay. I want to make sure that we're on target. There we go. Good girl. Okay, like I said, I'm not in any hurry to get anywhere specific. Sit. Good girl. Good moosey. Okay, let's go. Let's go. Sit. Good girl. Okay, let's go. So I'm guessing from my house to this intersection is going to have taken me 20 minutes. It probably normally takes me 10, 8, depending on what dog I have with me. Because we're just, good girl. But let's get on my left side. Maybe I'll just switch hands for a moment. Might be more helpful to both of us. Usually I hold my leash with that hand, but it's set up a little differently because it's not the leash I usually use. Sit. Good girl. Good moosey. No correction needed. She shall get a treat. Yes. Good girl. So, normally I go around that way and back the loop. I'm going to guess that might be too long, but I can shortcut it. So I'm going to shortcut the little loop here and then go down another little loop. And that should, sit. Make up our hour's time. Okay, let's go. Hello, how are you? Thank you. Come on, Moose. No, she's a mix of a few things. Thank you. Good girl, Moosey. The next house we're coming up to sometimes has a Akita tied out in the front yard, which is always fun. At least he's tied out. And he's gotten older since I first met him, so I don't think he any longer pulls on his tether quite so much. He has gotten loose in the neighborhood before, though. I should do a tour of dog homes to watch out for. And he's old enough that he might be dead, actually. Unfortunately. It's a very nice log house. And now we're about to pass by my friend Crosby's house, who is usually inside since his ACL tear last year or the year before. Unfortunately, beautiful dog, nice guy. Let's go. And then the next house is another beautiful log house, and they have a terrier that sometimes comes out and barks, leaves their property, but has never gotten to a dog I've been with in many years. And there's another log cabin in front of that, and the other side that I've never seen anyone at. We'll see what we're at when we get to the next dirt road intersection as far as time goes. Come on, let's go. Here we are at the next intersection.